Morning, guys. More Fresh Protect Dog Training, and Ginger, who was patiently waiting there for a second. Let's see if I can get you doing a downstay, huh? Good. Now, you notice we've got this raised bed is what they're called. Kuranda bed is actually a brand name, but Kuranda is the one that started it all, and it's kind of the best one out in the market. I like them better than anything else, but these knockoffs are fine, but Kurandas are more expensive, but they're better. They've got a tube in it that has the fabric sewn into a little small spear, and that spear goes inside of that tube, and the dog can't chew on it, right? So they can't get to it. Here they could get to this if you left them on there long enough. But the main thing is to have the bed raised off the ground, because that gives the dog a lot more sense of broaching its territory. In other words, that's its spot, right, on the bed. And it's just psychological. It's called a raised bed. We use a lot of raised type of things. Yep. Good. She's never been on this one, so we're gonna work with her a little bit on it, and I'm gonna start working on my long downs, which means she's got to stay there for longer periods of time when I go do other things, right? Good. And I'm gonna be using it in the park and some other spots. But the main thing that I do when I build my downstays, I usually use public, and I use what's called around the corner work, which means I'm going out of sight, and I can start doing that with her soon. Good. I'm just taking my time so I don't put too much pressure on and go too quick. I have a tendency sometimes to go too quick, but I get the job done. That's what's good. But other trainers, they look at me. I've got friends that'll say, "Man, you go so fast with the stuff you do." In other words, I get the dog to do this because it's just experience. It's just been doing it for so many years. Good. Good. Ginger? Nope. Nope. Good. There you go. She's got to learn to hold for the name, right? Down. Good. Good. Good girl. And then we accent our 3Ds. Good. Distance, duration, and distraction, right? Good. The food goes right between her legs. It's because I lock her into that down position, because now she's expecting good, and the food come back to her. All right. Good. Ginger. Good. Notice how I mixed up good versus the spring away. All right, we're going to do our explosion release here, but we're leading into it by mixing things up, forcing her to have to listen and pay attention because she doesn't know what's going to come. Ginger. Yep, good girl. And now nice pause on that. So you're accenting her waiting with the pause, right? Because she knows when she hears her name, something else is coming. That's what we're building into this lexicon, into her communication, where she understands it that way, which means Ginger means something's going to happen. Pay attention. Good. Down. Good. Down. Good. Good girl, Ginger. Good. And notice I mix, right? So Ginger just means something's going to happen. Ginger. Yep. Good girl. Good. Good girl. And then the movement, spreading backwards, is the other one that you do a lot of, so that you can accent that she's supposed to stay until she hears the command. So dog's name first, preparatory to an action. The action is the movement, right? Good girl, Ginger. Come on. Let's go. Good. I want to get back into this box again because she's having a problem with it. She's wanting to move back, and I don't want her moving back. I want her to stay forward here. Good girl. Good. Down. Good. Good. Ginger, sit. Good. There you go. Yep. Come. There you go. I want her far forward, almost right to the front. Nope. I'm going to go to the flat. When I drag her forward, there we go. So I'm not putting pressure on that pinch. The pinch should be meaning something. And normally, it's always just taps. There's not constant pressure on the pinch. That's not the way it's designed to be used. When you heel and you're doing the healing exercise, you'll always notice that I always have a nice little loop of slack. Dog never feels any tension until it's something that you want him to do. Correlating. Good. Ginger. Yep. Good girl. Good. There you go. Good. Ginger. Come on, Ginger. Box. Box. Good girl. Box. Good girl. Good. Good. Now, this is dealing with her having a little bit of a apprehension. She started backing out of the box the other day. So I'm kind of repairing that right now by doing this. Stay. Good. You stay. Nope. Good. Good. Make sure we got a good camera set. That's what I'm after here, guys. I want her up forward. So I want her here, right to the lip of this box. Nope. Come on. Come on. Good girl. Good. There you go. Good girl. So I'm going to do a lot of this where I'm not giving her a reason to be fearful of it. She's apprehensive. She keeps wanting to back out of the box. Good. Because it's something we did the other day. I forgot what it was, but I saw the behavior out of her. Down. Good. There you go. Now notice that lip in the box causes her to have to go into that hinge back because she doesn't have any more ability to go forward. So we want that. We want her to slide into that backing up when she goes into a down. And it's basically, it's something that came out of etiquette that we do in professional training, competition, that kind of thing. Instead of letting the dog just drop into a down this way, we want them to kind of hinge back into that. Almost like a cannon. You ever see a cannon when it explodes, it hinges back and it goes ba-boom, ba-boom, right? It's the same thing we want here. We want her to hinge back into it. Good. Good girl, good. Clocking. Everything stays the same, but I'm using the box to kind of get a good posture. Good. Because it kind of accents the fact that she's got to stay straight because you've got a nice little funnel, right? And then she won't have a tendency to want to roll over on her hip in the back end. That's partially the accent points of the box, but the biggest thing we use it for is this hinge back down. And then what we call it, that's why we call it a position box. A sit, a down, and a stand is usually what we'll do in this. And we're looking for the hinge back down to kind of accent that posture flowing into that down in the right way. Yep, good girl, good. Come on, come on. There you go, come on. Nope, nope, good. That's what caused her to back up. I stepped on her toes. Now I remember what caused the apprehension. Stepped on her toes and she backed out. Good. Good girl, good. Good girl, good. Come on, good girl, good. Nope. Good, nope. Good, there you go. Good girl, good. There you go. Good girl. So I got to kind of work her through it, basically, because I want this front lip so that I get that hinge back down. Ginger, down. Good. Nope. Come on, come on. Come on, baby. Down. I know. Life's a bitch. You start from the sit position. Good. I always want to do it down from the sit, basically, so we can accent this. Simba, listen to me. Ginger, down. Now there she goes again. Nope, nope. She's trying to work it out. No. Stay. Good girl, good. Right away to my positive, right? I'm over here kind of poking her and messing with her rear end because I want a good posture. Right away, show her what the right answer is at. Right here is the right answer. That's your positive, right? Good. Ginger, down. Good girl, down. Oh, good girl, good. There you go. Now she backed way out of it, but that's all right. I got the down and my hands were there. So we'll keep working on this. Ginger, yep, good girl, good. All right, so now we're going to go to something else. We're going to go back to our posture next to our body and this picture where she's supposed to be. Yep, good girl, good. Now I did that on purpose because I want her out here so you can, again, watch this, how I get her back to my side. Food in the left hand. Bait her, she's into the food, she's going to follow the lure, back with my left leg, right back up forward again, into that sit position, right nice and neat, right next to my side, right? Yes. And then I can work on other little postures. Where's she at right now? She's looking up my hand, waiting. Yes. Okay, so, yes. We need this because the movement, she's doing a double hop, and I need to smooth that out. Good. Good girl, Ginger, with me. Good girl, good. Right away with a with me and then the left foot first. Let's go over that real quick so you can understand this. Come on, Ginger. Come on, baby. Almost out of hot dogs, baby. Good girl. Okay, so I'm going to take my hot dogs, put them in my left hand because she's not where she's supposed to be. I want her back at my side, so I'm going to go all the way back and all the way back forward again, right to where I want, right? Yes. Yes. Good. Now, when I do this, I'm going to use this touching of my hand. I've got the food locked behind my thumb. She can't get to it, but she smells it, she wants it, she wants it. Then I release maybe one or two pieces at a time. One time, then another one, and keep her in the hand, right? So that her nose wants to stay there. Good, good. Ginger, with me, good, good, good. There you go, good. And then I'm going to start trying to get posture with her head because I want her head really high in a general sense. You want the dog kind of looking at you If you really get into it heavy, for a Schutzen or for IGP, you're going to want to get the dog's head in the proper position up. It's really not the rules, but it's become the etiquette, that focused heel where the dog is in a prance and got their high stepping with their feet. She's in pet quality, so we don't expect all that out of her, but who knows? The owner gets into it real heavy and starts to understand how to work with a dog. I'll start helping her learn all this. She can do it just like any other dog. Yes, she can. Good. Good. All right. Ginger, place. My hand leads out right into the food. Yes, good girl, good. Yep. So now let's do that a couple times. I have 4 pieces. I gave her 1. I got still 3 in my hand because I have it locked behind my thumb. Just like, oops, you guys are off camera. Sorry about that, guys. I'm over here working on the raised bed. Good. Food in the hand, locking it with my thumb. She can't get to it, but she wants it, and then I release 1, 2, however many I want to release. I can usually control it. The beginners, keep it 3 or 4 pieces only. Right away, you release. There you go. Lower into the bed. Yes. Okay. Food in my hand. Ginger. Yep. I'm showing her the food. Nope. Right when she puts her nose in the ground, I'm going to tap it up. She can't keep. That's got to be a consistent rule. Yes. Good girl. Yes. Good. Like I said, we're almost out of hot dogs, baby. Couple more things and we'll end. So now, what do you think I've got? I've got 2 or 3 things I'm working on. The box, posture next to me, and now we're playing with a place. Usually there's always 2 or 3 things we're working on at any one time so that the dog learns to have a primary. I'll do my whiteboard one of these times where I do a triangle and I try to teach you how the whole thing's a mix-up and how we flow with things. Good. Good. I didn't tell her a thing, did I? I'm not going to worry about it. Ginger, sit. Good. Yes, good. Now, if you see how she did that, it makes it look like she's doing it on her own. She's not. It's me stepping in and giving her spatial pressure, which is a natural instinct for the dog to move away from me because they don't want to be stepped on. It's very natural. And we do it too. Everybody has spatial pressure, right? Or spatial awareness. Think about it. If you have your area, your area around you is your area, and if somebody comes within that area, they're too close, you're going to say, hey, back up, dude. Right? They're infringing on that. So that's what we're using. We're losing spatial pressure. Ginger, down. Nope. Down. Nope. Good. Down. Good. Good. I'm trying to get her to start to understand she's got to do it without all that help. All this body language, all the help luring her with the food and getting her to go to the down. We need to fade that away. Get her to do it without that, right? Sit. Good girl, sit. Good girl, good. Ginger, down. Good. Now I tapped the nose that time, which is how it all started, was tapping that nose. Good. That's kind of the cue that we want her to go down. Good girl, Ginger. Good. And we're out of hot dogs, baby. We're done. You stay. All right, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, working with Ginger. Got to grow the dog. Talk to you later. Ginger. Good girl, good. You stay. Good. Okay, so this kind of leads into our downstays and around the corner work to where it really gets good. Talk to you later.